Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, and we're located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and it's being commanded by MCHammereD. And our battle is about to commence. It's a standard battle. And the 212A is off and running. He's moving to his firing position. Now, as Jingles actually pointed out, most of the Arty above Tier 7 were all theoretical. They didn't actually exist, the Soviet Arty above Tier 7. A few of them were actually designed and built. The SU-14-1 was actually built, but the SU-14-2, they did build one of those for a prototype, but they never actually went into full production, and they didn't build a 212, and they didn't build a 261. So they're mostly theoretical designs or paper designs. But there's a target, an STA-2, round out. Direct hit, right on the money, 414 hit points and 4 critical hits. Oh my gum, he's just been hit by an M53-55 on the enemy team, who saw where the shot went from and fired immediately on counter battery. So he's lost 351 hit points straight away. So good job he did relocate, because if he'd stayed where he was, he would have been dead. I think that shell came in and he, right behind him, and he caught the splash from it. If he'd been sitting there, he would have been toast back in the garage. But now he's going to aim for where that shell came from. And more than likely it came from this end of the map. And of course we're now going to wait for him to fire at something else. And then we're going to put a shell into him. See how he likes it. Now it can be a job of patience trying to look for that tracer. But I think MCHammereD is going to go after these Object 257 up on the hill. No, he's lost sight of them now. Now, more than likely, the enemy Arty is going to be firing at his team on top of the hill. Okay, he's gone back to overhead view because it's easier to see the tracer and see the precise position of the enemy Arty. The trouble is the M53, M55 doesn't fire that often. Most of them have about a 45-second reload. Even if they're even if they've got the 155mm gun, they... Oh, he did get a good hit there, a massive hit on the Tiger. 1,106 hit points. Really good strike. That's the trouble. You're looking and wasting time looking for a tracer from the enemy Arty, and that can be difficult, problematical. You really need some help telling you where the shell came from. If your teammates can tell you where the shell came from, then you can look in the right place straight away. Now he's going to go after that IS. Worked out where it's going to be. No, he's going to go for the 110. It's advancing towards him. It stopped. Round out, and he's moving straight away. There's no chance for counter battery. If he is out of there straight away, he's fired. The enemy will just be firing at a blank piece of ground. He did do the same the last time, but he just didn't move fast enough. And the enemy are now encircling the remainders of MCHammereD's team up on the hill. There's only that lone T10 left, and he's being assaulted by 2 Object 257s and an Object a T29 as well. Okay, I think he's going to fire now. Round out. Well, he did damage to all of them. He got massive hit on the Object 257 for 504 and 57 on the other one. And he's relocating straight away. Now, even though he's relocating, he should be reloaded in time to put a round into that T29 before he has to move over to the other side of the map again. I think he's going to try and go into the dip, into the river. Or is he? No, he's not. Bad mistake. Should have gone in there. Round out on the T29. Well, nothing recorded. And the T-34-3 has said to him, follow me. Go to the other side of the map. Now, I think that's a wise choice because that T-29 is headed this direction. And if he can get over the other side, the T-34 can spot for MCHammereD. And MCHammereD goes over to the far west side of the map. Then at least he'll be able to keep firing. He may have to keep relocating, but he will be able to keep firing. Now he's careful to not knock down any trees, but he's now in the dip, which means he can fire again. But there's that T-29. He's come up onto the railway line and he's down the other side. MCHammereD's dialing in, marking his target. Round out. Oh, but it doesn't hit the target. Where are these shots going? He's firing them accurately, but they're just not hitting the target. But that T-29 just had a fire from a shell fire from the T-34, and he's gone. He's been taken out by the Scorpion G. Okay, the Object 257s have come up to the railway crossing at the midpoint. MCHammereD's going to go for one of them, the one that's advancing this direction. Trying to dial in the aim. It's got a fairly narrow field of fire. Makes it very difficult to get the aim dialed in properly, but he got a good hit there. I think that was a splash hit for 246. It's going to be a few seconds before he's reloaded. The scores are fairly even. Only one tank in it. And that was a shot just came in from the Scorpion G, I think. And that's going to make the 257 careful about crossing that ridgeline there. Now, I think MCHammereD's going to put a round into him now. Round out. Oh, it's a big one! 503. That must have been a direct hit right on the side. And he's motoring again to make sure that he can't be counter-batteried. It seems his team have occupied virtually the entire 1 and 2 line, which is good, because at least they do have control of this area and the west side of the map, and it's going to make it difficult for the enemy to get anywhere near the cap. Even though they've got a few ridge lines they can hide behind, if they do try to get to the cap, the T-34-3 is going to spot them. Okay, dialed in on the AMX. T-34 is facing it. Now, he's had a request for help, he's fired a round out. And he killed the AC-46! That's his first kill of the game. And it's a very welcome one, because it means now the T-34 can move down to the south of the map and occupy that area. And that's occupying that Object 257 now, because he's worried. Now, MCHammereD's indicating his target. Lining it up, getting it ready, about to fire. But he's changed his mind at the last second. He's going to go for this Wizzy 111. And I can understand why. Round out. And he splashes him for 55. Moves again, quickly. Oh, he's picked up some stun assist there. That was a shot from the Scorpion. A good shot from the Scorpion. And the enemy has gone down. Now, we've just got this Object 257. He's a splash kill. But there's a Tiger P on the other side of the railway line, and he's stopping the T-34 and the IS from moving, and unfortunately we just lost the T-71, which was the platoon mate, and he's got a good hit there, 539, and he's relocating again, and some more on the Tiger P. It looks like that T-34 and IS are actually doing quite a good job. But there's the Object 257. And again, he's a splash kill. 81 hit points. You only have to put the shell near him and he's dead. And he is actually in the direct line of fire. You can see the red line extends from his tank. If he fires right now, it should hit him bang on. How that missed, I do not know. It went right over the top of the Object 257. RNG, maybe, I don't know, but it was perfectly lined up, and he had a red line which showed from the tank that he was bang on the target, fully dialed in. The enemy have lost their M5355, and there's their 257. He's a splash kill now. 5 hit points. Only needs to get it near him. Round out. Oh, it's not near him. It went too far. But he doesn't need to worry because it has been taken out. Actually, it wasn't the M5355 that... it was the M5355 that killed one of our team. I think it was the T-34 that he killed. There's the enemy M5355, and the T-34-3 gets him. And that's the end of the battle. So let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's a first-class tanker for MCHammereD in 212A. He picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. He got a Gore's medal because he did more damage, exceeding 10 times the hit points of his vehicle. And he got a Confederate medal on top for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And lastly, he got a high caliber for dealing at least 20% of the hit points, damage exceeding 20% of the hit points, but the most damage in his team, or in fact in the battle. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, highest amount of damage, naturally, 4,658 hit points, but he only got 1 kill, which puts him well down the table in 7th place there, unfortunately. That puts him joint 3rd. When it comes to base XP, though, he was 2nd with 1,009 experience points. He fired 13 rounds, got 8 direct hits, 8 penetration, and 3 splash damage. He did damage of 4,658 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit as a result of splash damage, and that was from the M5355, and if he hadn't moved, he would have been dead, for sure. He damaged 9 of the enemy, but only killed 1 of them, so 8 vehicles were there available for the rest of his team to kill. And he did do stun assistance damage of 832 hit points off 10 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 54,515 credits, and after ammunition, resupply and repair, and remember the ammunition for the 212 is rather expensive, he actually only had 19,119 credits spare. And after the end of that battle, he had XP of 1,514 times 2 for the first victory of the day, so he actually took away 3,028 experience points in total. He said this is his best game to date, and it certainly looked very good, and the fact that he got 3 medals for this particular battle was really nice. But what was frustrating was a lot of those shots he fired were bang on the money in terms of accuracy and dialed in, but the shell still didn't go anywhere near the target, which really is very, very frustrating in any game when you've taken all the time and trouble to aim, you've got a long reload time, and then when you point it at the target, you expect the shell to go exactly near the target, or in fact to hit the target. But when it misses by a long distance, it can be very annoying indeed. So well done for persisting there, MCHammereD, and for picking up these medals. And I'm sure that it'll be an ace tanker next with all these medals as well. So well done. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.